Yeah, I have to say my personal experience going to six and to see my brother Higan opposing my brother Jean Jacques, and then see my cousin Roger Gracie. It was literally a family reunion.
Yeah, I
It
love
was
it.
kind of fun, to watch. And they were going toe to toe until Higgins guys started to get banged up. And Jean Jacques he had probably the dream team, and then eventually, he took it. And it was fun. And then when I came, just to see Pedro Sauer, talk to Dean Leister, catch up with everybody, that was great. It's such a great vibe
It's a
right
great
now.
time, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's
And
a
the
great time.
athletes are so nice. So
The
nice.
athletes and the staff, I have
Yeah.
to really make sure I choose people that understand what we're trying to do and don't try to grab the bag too fast
Yeah.
because it's still a labor of love.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
it's still a sweat equity position,
Yep. Yep.
And so it's got to be people that are cool to be around and
Believe
that
in the dream.
understand the mission.
Yep. Believe in the dream. Yep. Way to go. All right. So, if you were to make a parallel before anything else, give me a comparison: PGF, EBI. If that, I know you mentioned something. What would be the key ingredient there, other than the format?
The main difference is the way that stories are told, I think. Because the rule sets are pretty similar. Even in our playoff,
Yeah.
we'll use almost exactly the EBI rule set. We just have
Uh-huh.
like one small modification. So I love the EBI rule set. And
Doing one 60-man bracket.
that's right.
One day you were doing 20-man tournament, everybody against everybody. You don't tap somebody, it does not count.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so with a tournament format of which EBI is, the story is all told in one day, in one, let's call it a 3-hour block.
Right.
And the story ultimately revolves around one guy
Yep.
at the top. With a league format,
Everybody has a story.
everybody has a story because I get
Oh,
to
man.
see the glory of winning and the agony of defeat in
Yeah,
each
in the same
different
place.
character. Like remember Brad Schneider
Yeah.
last season, he comes out
He popped his knee, right?
in the very first day he loses all 3 matches. I mean, it went as bad as your first day can go.
Yeah.
He comes out on day 2 and he's the hero of day 2.
Yeah.
And you get to ride on this journey with an emotional story that like this is what's, nothing is better at giving you lessons for your life than sports.
Yeah.
And I get to take jiu-jitsu as a sport and draw that lesson about overcoming adversity just from watching how Brad Schneider handled adversity. And Brad Schneider didn't even make the playoff. And that is the beauty of the league and the
He
season
left his
format.
mark in that tournament.
That's right. And he
That's
left
for
his
sure.
mark on fans. And so you can become a fan
Yep.
of somebody who really is never going to make the playoff at all.
You know, one thing that I noticed, a lot of times you use the stats and the previous record of the competitors. And I remember myself when I was doing the draft with Roger and Isaac Payne in a coffee shop. We had everything mapped out, and we picked several of the succeeding teammates that won the previous season. And of course, it was a different division, and not only that, there was some weight addition to it. It was a heavier weight division, but also the evolution of the sport is to a point where
fast.
it's frantic. Like you see the same guy competing in 2 different events a few months apart. Whoever level of competition that person encountered in a previous season is already to another level on the season. And you told me this, that on the qualifiers that you've had in this previous season that's coming up in June, you said that the level that you witnessed was something that hasn't been paralleled yet.
Yeah.
Some of those up and comers. Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts. And
You know?
man, the average age of
It's
the competitor
It's dropping.
for PGF season 8 is going to blow your mind how young these kids are that
Well,
that
I was
they won the
mesmerized.
qualifiers.
Yep.
Like there's a blue belt kid named Landon Elmore that's going to be on this roster this season.
Monster.
He's 19 years old. He's a blue belt. He wiped out every black belt we laid in front of him. Wiped them out. Ran them off the floor to earn his
Well,
spot.
I remember when
Crazy.
I saw
Rafael
Jeff
Ferreira,
Jeff
same
Thompson.
thing.
Jet
Jet
Thompson, the
Thompson.
very first time.
Jet Thompson's back
How
this
old was
season.
he? How old was he?
17.
No, how old was he on the season 6?
I think he had just turned 17.
Bro,
Or he was about to turn 17.
my brother Hegan was the coach on the team that he was at, and he saw their daily training. Nothing against any of the other guys. He was just going through people left and right.
There's a funny spot on the documentary after season 6 where they're interviewing Hegan, and they're talking about who he's going to pick in the draft, and he goes, "I think of Jeffy. I like a Jeffy. I like his vibey."
Yeah.
And it's just one of my favorite lines. "I like it, Jeffy. I like you vibey."
Yeah. He meant Jet. Yeah. Now, the other thing, too, amazing personality, very likable guy, but he was all business, man. I mean, you go to compete against him. I remember him and Jabron. And Jabron is a leg locker, but that kid had a vicious spinning ashi. I mean, holy
Yeah,
crap.
he spins into his Aoki lock from a really weird angle. And he also hits he was the first guy that I really noticed that was hitting that K-guard shotgun armbar.
Yeah.
He hit it on Matt Elkins that season. And he's very good at, and that's starting to catch hold. Just that move now is pop, it's dropped into the ecosystem. If you don't have it in the game, you're behind.
Isn't it crazy? Like, sometimes you see trends that, I remember jiu-jitsu in the past was like, you had one move that became popular, and then you take a while before everybody caught up with it. You know, because we didn't have the diffusion that you have now. Now you have online everywhere. You can see footage of tournaments and this and that. I remember when it was a VHS, you know, cumbersome, big camera. Not everybody even bothered to film themselves, or having people streaming or filming tournaments. Nowadays you have Flow Grappling going everywhere, covering all the events and other platforms. Bro, something happened in one event. Next event, everybody's doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like literally.
It has to be that way.
It's unbelievable.
The sport evolves so fast. And as we move into the age of true professional jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
things like that are going to separate the wheat from the chaff, the have from the have-not.
I do have one thing on a side note about that part of jiu-jitsu. I always compare to Star Wars. You know, when Luke Skywalker, at one point in time, Yoda told him, don't just rely on the machine, on the instruments. Trust the Force, and the Force will be with you. You know, how they made the Force be with you. So I remember that passage that he all of a sudden closed his eyes, and he was
Use the force, Luke.
yeah, taking the ship in a maze, and kind of eventually, once he opened his eyes, he was shooting all the enemies right on the spot and this and that. I think jiu-jitsu, for some reason, has this psychic kind of energy that a lot of times that feeling or intuitive part has also to be played out.
For sure.
Part of the game, because it's so intricate or essential to it.
It can be, I think when up and coming, or let's even say like intermediate level athletes, that when they see some of these new trends and metas that hit, they see a parlor trick that they can go and grab.
Yeah.
And they may go and grab it, but it doesn't ultimately serve them in the long term, because it is just a parlor trick to them. But what you're saying, and I totally agree with this, is that the expression of jiu-jitsu will often yield something that looks like a parlor trick. But really what that is the fullness of jiu-jitsu manifesting itself as a K-guard armbar. But it's really connection and balance and leverage and patience that yielded that particular result at that particular time.